Students, let's work out few problems in this video from the double account system, that is electricity companies accounts. Please look at the problem. We are preparing revenue account, net revenue account, as well as receipts and expenditure payments on capital account and general balance sheet of Anantapur Power and Lights Company Limited. Let's start the solution. We have prepared the revenue account. As we have learned in the previous videos, expenditures must be right on the debit side, incomes must be right on the credit side. If we look at the debit side, we have written the cost of generating electricity is an expenditure to generate the electricity. So we have written 28,000. Cost of distribution of electricity, 4,000. Rent, rates and taxes, 4,000. Management expenses, 9,600. Depreciation, 16,000. This is the debit side information. Credit side, this in power company sold current, they received 1,04,000. They also received rent of meters, that is 4,000. By adding these two, the total amount is 1,08,000. To bring this 1,08,000 to this side, then deduct all the expenditures which we have written on the debit side. The balance is 46,400. This amount can transfer to net revenue account. This is revenue account. We transfer that amount to net revenue account. Now let's move to the net revenue account. Net revenue account, already they have the balance 22,800. This balance brought forward from the previous year. This information directly available in the problem only. So we have written this 22,800. Then this amount 46,400 we brought down to net revenue account. This is 46,400. Please remember, this net revenue account is appropriation account. In this account, we should write interest and dividends. What we should write? We should write interest and dividends. We have written interest on debentures, that is 8,000. Then interim dividend they have paid, that is 16,000. By adding credit side balance, since the credit balance is more than the debit balance, so we have added this credit balance 69,200. Then we brought this value to the debit side. Then we deducted these two values. The answer is 45,200. This amount we have transferred to balance sheet. Okay. Now let's move to the third part, that is receipts and payments on capital account for the year ended 31st-3/2010. Already we have learned in the previous videos, this under double account system, we should prepare two balance sheets. One is receipts and payments on capital account. The second one is general balance sheet. Here in receipts and payments on capital account, we should write all the sources and applications of the funds. What are the different sources that company is having? The sources are equity shares, debentures. These are the majorly two sources this company is having. By writing these sources from on the receipt side, by equity shares, 4,39,200. Another aspect you have to remember, while we are writing receipt amount as well as the expenditure amount, we should write two parts. One part is up to beginning of this accounting year. Then during the accounting year. By writing these two separately, then we should show separately the value, total value, by adding up to beginning of this current accounting year and current year. Okay, now this equity shares up to 31,399 2009. That means beginning of the accounting year 4,39,200. This 4,39,200 we have written. Since in the current year this company not raised any finance. The second one is debentures. Debentures are 1,60,000. During the year, not raised anything. So 1,60,000. These are the application. These are the receipts. Now move to the application side, that is debit side. After receiving of these funds, company they purchased few assets. They purchased land up to previous year 1,20,000 they purchased. During this year 4,000 they purchased. Total 1,24,000. Machinery 4,80,000 up to beginning of the current accounting year. During the year 4,000, the total is 4,84,000. Mains 1,60,000, 40,800 and 2,08,800. By adding these two separately, both sides. Credit side, the value is 8,08,000. Sorry, debit side 8,08,000. Credit side, you bring this amount to this side 8,08,000. Then by deducting the value 8,08,000 to 4,39,200 and 1,60,000. Our balance is 2,09,600. This amount is the balance of sources. Okay. This is the balance from the receipts and payments account. Now come to the general balance sheet. General balance sheet is a balance sheet that's similar to the balance sheet which we prepare for the sole trading and other organizations. Here you have to remember we can do it in two ways. One is we are writing here 8,08,000 receipts balance to this side. Okay, whatever the amount of receipt side 5,99,200. These are the sources. So sources we have written this side. This is the value. Please remember this 5,99,200 which I am highlighting is this one. To make right. Then 8,08,000 is this one. You may get doubt, sir. In the previous account, we have already take the balance. That is the reason I am telling. We may write. You should find the balance up to that account. But while we are writing in the general balance sheet, we should write the receipts amount on the liability side, expenditure amount in the asset side. This is the procedure you have to write. Then we have written sundry creditors, depreciation, and net revenue account, the balance which we brought forward from the account. This is 45,200. We have written here. Then come to the asset side, debtors 32,000, other debtors 400, cash 4,000. By adding all these things, 8,45,200, 8,45,200. This is the procedure of calculating or preparation of final accounts of electricity companies under double account system. Students, please remember in this double account system, we have two types of problem. One is preparation of revenue, net revenue account and receipts and payment capital account, general balance sheet. This is the one type of problems. The second type is calculation of capital base reasonable return. This is the second type of the problem. In the examination, you may get preparation of revenue net revenue account or receipts payment on capital expenditure account. Otherwise, you may get capital base, calculation of the capital base, calculation of the reasonable return. These two type of the problems you are going to get. In the examination, you will get one problem from the net revenue account and general balance sheet. The second problem will be from capital base and reasonable return. Let's what is the capital base and how to calculate this capital base. This is a formula for capital base. You have to by heart it because you have to remember this formula as it is. Simply, they'll give the information in the problem. Just you have to write as it is. This is a formula for calculation of the capital base. Fixed assets. Then we should deduct the consumer's contribution towards fixed assets. After that, some amount will arise. Then intangible assets we should add, current assets, investment against contingent reserves, then average of current assets. After adding all these things, we should subtract depreciation reserve, loan from the state electricity board, 12% debentures, any percentage. I mean, some problems they'll give 12% or some problems they'll give 10%. Right? Debentures, consumer deposits, development reserve, tariff and dividend control reserve, security, all these things you have to deduct. After deducting these values, we'll get the base. Let's work out one problem, that is calculation of the capital base. This one is a calculation of capital base. They have given the value of fixed assets, written down value, that means after deducting of depreciation. So we should add back the depreciation, that is 50, 200 rupees. Then out of this 200, consumer's contribution is 2 rupees. So we deducted the value, that is 198. Preliminary expenses, we have to write to average of current assets as per the formula which I have shown previously, 25, investment of contingent reserves 5. After adding all these things, our value will be 265. From that, we should deduct depreciation on fixed assets 50, which we have added here. That's amount we should deduct here. Loan from the electricity board, debentures, tariff and dividend control reserve, security deposits, development reserve. By adding all these, the value is 169. This value we have deducted 265 minus 169. The capital base is 96. This is a simple one. Easily we can calculate. Just you remember the formula. What should we add and what should we deduct? That's it. It's a very simple one. You can find out very easily. This is the calculation of capital base. Now move to the calculation of reasonable return. Please remember, without calculating capital base, we cannot find out the reasonable return because there is a link between capital base and reasonable return. But this is the link. We should calculate the percentage on capital base. Please, students, please remember, always our formula is like this. Bank rate plus 2%. If bank rate is 12%, the percentage is 40. In this problem, the bank rate is 8%. So 8 plus 2. Every time we should add 2 to the bank rate. Okay. Here, reasonable return 10% on capital base we have calculated. Always we should find out 0.5% on electricity loan from the electricity board. Always it is 0.5%. Then always it is 0.5% on development reserve. 0.5% on debentures. Income from reserve fund investment at 6%. 45 lakhs, if we calculate 6%, that is 270. By adding all these things, a value which we got, that is reasonable return. This is a simple way we can find out the reasonable return. Students, you should try to understand what is capital base, the pro forma, and what should be add and what should be deduct. We should by add it. Then reasonable return, the calculation of reasonable. It is a simply we can find out the reasonable return.